Hey, what is up? Welcome to episode number 40 of The Edge. 40 weeks, man. It's still going. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. I am your host, Sean Clark, otherwise known as Valise, around Azeroth, or Azeroth, actually I'm now known as Vels. Still too lazy to get that name, my actual name for my character, because I'm sure someone has it and they're just not using it. So, but anyways, this episode, this is it. This is the big stuff. We're talking about all the stuff that's been going on since the Warlords release, and there is a lot to talk about. But first, as always, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Matt Lowe. What is up, Matt?
I warned you.
I called you Matt this time.
I know. I was like, oh,
I'm gonna find different ways, different things I can call you.
Matikins.
Well, to answer your question, I leveled up to 100. Not once, but twice. I got a Disc Priest now and a Prop Paladin, and I'm ready to go for massive heroic farms. And just, bypassing the queue for all these other DPS chumps. You know what I mean. You guys are all DPS. I'm sure you understand, yeah. Got a few challenge ones under my belt. A little insane right now.
I date a tank for a reason.
Lucky.
For reals.
Anyway, right now I'm working my mage for my third level 3 garrison, just so I can get that extra mon and the herbs and the other, the barn, so I can feed more stuff to my main.
Nice.
So that's what I've been doing.
Awesome. Katie, what's up with you?
I'm still reveling in that 17-day stretch of vacation time since BlizzCon, except for last Tuesday where I had to work.
Yeah, about that.
I go.
Yeah, for reals.
Remember?
Yeah, See, this is why I can identify with poor Blizzard, because my company just picked up the largest client that we've ever had, and we're in the middle of changing to an entirely new system, and the shit's kind of hit the fan on the backside a little bit. So at least I can be thankful that we don't warrant quite the public ire that Blizzard has.
Sounds like fun.
It's interesting.
Well, at least you don't have a bunch of people on a forum yelling at you. I'm telling you how much you
just,
suck.
Just on the phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will, I know you've been busy.
Yes, you've seen me in guild the whole time.
Ugh.
I'll have to ask you
Hey.
how the guild is, too.
Your audio sounds poopy right now, sir.
Poopy?
Poopy.
Lovely.
It smells. It smells like it. I can smell it from over here.
That's awesome.
There you go. That's a little bit better.
It sounds like
better.
you're talking through a Brillo pad.
I had to yell it a little bit, and then I got it. I think I might have fixed it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
He was afraid of you, probably.
We'll just all yell at it all at once and see.
See what happens? I yelled at it, and
It's
it's like cutting in and out, but it's good enough. I mean,
Good enough.
we're not. Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry about that. I don't know what to do.
Your kids are too busy downloading all of the Minecraft games and the whatever else they're doing.
Farm simulator.
Or it's that cat behind you.
Well, the cat could very well.
The
Cats are real.
The cat's gonna get you.
For reals. In Warlords, just got to level 100 in about 24 hours or so, maybe 14 hours of actual playtime, and then geared up. I'm ready for raids. Let's raid. Isn't the raid out today? Isn't it raid time?
No.
No.
Really? Oh.
Nope.
I know, right? I want to raid too.
I'm ready.
Me too.
I should
Are you ready
purposely
for
let
raiding?
this podcast run long this week because I know Matt doesn't have to raid this week.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
2-hour
Take
podcast.
advantage.
Go.
No getting away from me this time. At least not this week.
I actually have dinner plans.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Taco Bell does not count as dinner.
It's still plans.
Yeah, so, and with me, same deal. A lot of leveling, hit 100 on my rogue. Yesterday, the day before, been just trying to gear out when I can between work and everything else I have going on. But it's been a lot of fun. Really have enjoyed this expansion. And, of course, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of all that kind of stuff here in just a few minutes. But for me, it's going to be a lot of garrison, a lot of gearing, and then, hopefully, a lot of raiding. So we'll see how that goes. So to kick things off, there's one thing we definitely want to mention here real quick that came out a couple hours ago. And this was courtesy of J. Allen Brack, who is one of the lead executive producers of World of Warcraft. And he had basically come out with a small apology letter. And let's call it what it is. And that's exactly what it was. And he had basically said, hey, we're sorry. We're doing the best we can. It was pretty much blah, blah. And then we read where you're getting 5 days of free game time. And that's it when everyone was like, yay, okay, we can stop reading now. That's all we wanted. So would have been nice if you would have started with that. Been like, hey, here's some 5 days of free game time. We're sorry. And then the rest of it could have just been like, the PR stuff, the blah, blah, Okay.
Yeah, but then nobody would have read it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no one really, we all skimmed it anyways. They're all like, where's the free stuff? Where's the free stuff? There it is. Okay. So.
I read it.
Well, okay, I read it, but you know what I mean. It didn't the only thing that stuck with me was the fact that we get 5 days of free game time. So, with you guys, what's your opinion on the 5 days free? Is it 5 days justified? Should it be more, less? What do you think? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I really feel like no matter what, people are going to complain and say that it's not enough, and just the fact that they did a measurable something is good for me. I mean, I'm on a 6-month rotation, so I probably won't notice it
Exactly.
Right.
when it comes up, but it's acknowledging and appreciating the gesture.
So you think that it's an appropriate amount of time?
I
5
think
days?
so. It's better than a day.
Okay.
So
Well, and it made up for exactly sort of about how long the days of unplayable or nastiness was. So Thursday was bad, Friday was bad, Saturday was bad,
Yeah.
Sunday was
playable,
better, and then Monday was okay. We're good. We're mostly good. So that's 5 days. And someone calculated out it was if you do the monthly subscription, it's worth $2.50. So you got your $2.50 back.
Nice.
Basically.
250.
Wow.
I'm more excited about the fact that they doubled the server capacity because, as you guys know, I'm on Zul'jin, which means I had an 11-hour queue this weekend.
Yeah, I went
And
through
if
a
I wasn't
long
on
one.
vacation and didn't, have like a house to clean and a trip to unpack after and all that stuff, my butt hairs might be in a little bit of a knot, but I've got the time to burn. But some people didn't. Like, they took 1 extra day, maybe 2 extra days off, and they lost it in the queues. So.
And that's what happened with me. So, I mean, there's Friday when I had Friday off, and I could have worked, and I was like, no, I'm gonna take Friday off and really hit this leveling and really enjoy the expansion. And I'll go to log in, and it's like, oh, you're number almost 5,000th in line for Thrall, and I was like, oh, okay. I lost Will. He'll be back though, I'm sure. So after I logged in, it was like over 6 hours until I could finally get in and play. And even then, when I got in, it was still almost unplayable in certain zones. So I had to have someone from a low pop realm go ahead and invite me, and I played on their realms, and it was much, much better. So that's pretty much what I had to do. Hey, Will's coming back in.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm here.
Yeah, there he is.
Sorry.
So, that's the thing. I mean, Will knows. I mean, he's on Thrall as well. I mean, the queue times are pretty long, but as long as you stay logged in, if you use the Ragefire Chasm
Thing that you should
hack,
do.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Not do that we should not be discussing.
Yeah,
right now.
which you should not be discussing. But just
no, I'm pretty sure they already said that they were going to fix it, and
Yeah.
I know that they
Yes.
literally just dumped Illidan because
Right.
of how many people were in it.
So basically, what it was, since they're gonna fix it anyways, and it's not, we're not allowed to talk about it. I mean, it's in the game. It's definitely not a broken mechanic, but Blizzard doesn't know about it, so it's not a big secret. Basically, the trick is if you were to go in there, for me, I use like my wrap of whatever it's called, those old cloaks that you could teleport to Orgrimmar. So I threw one of those on, and I teleported to Orgrimmar, and I went into the RFC, and then you just basically let one of the mobs hit you, and you don't get logged out. So as long as something is hitting you, you're good. Even though it'll keep prompting you to say you can't be logged out at this time, you can't be logged out at this time. And that was everyone's big trick to stay online, so they wouldn't have to get in those horrendous queues, which was ironic because then they were the ones making the queue longer. So, but that was the trick. But obviously it doesn't matter now because there shouldn't be queues for your realms now anyways. So.
They also took the training dummies out of garrisons for the same reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you could sit there and auto swing and
Yep.
not be
Yeah.
logged
Is
out.
that why? Oh, I thought it was because
Yep.
it was killing people. Because I had
No.
heard about it killing people too.
That would be cool.
That's a myth, but yeah.
It just comes to life, you know?
I thought it happened like to. I heard it from Magdalena, which I wouldn't expect them to, put out false information.
That'd be sick, though. That'd be really cool just to see the thing, like
It just comes to life. And
Yeah, right?
This finally gets pissed off after you do like 1 million damage to
It
it.
just gets up and beats your face in.
Training dummy.
Well, the training dummies in the garrison were broken on beta because I played with that a little bit and repeatedly crashed my client over and over again trying to figure out what it was about the training dummy that caused it. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was a bug still in there.
Well, either way, Blizzard's getting it fixed, and the Realm stuff should be good by now. Not everyone's trying to log in, but at least for me, to kind of wrap up this part of the discussion, I think 5 days is enough. It's an appropriate amount of free time. It's just sometimes it's hard to replace the actual experience of a launch. It's kind of a big thing. It's kind of like Christmas morning. It's everyone's there. Everyone's got a clean slate. Everyone starts from zero. Essentially. So. To miss out on that, it kind of sucks, It's like a good way to describe it is like, you see all these people getting all these achievements and then you get them like 3 days later and no one cares. You know what I mean? It's just like the little things, it's so it's.
You guys got achievements.
Well, there were no
I got
achievements
nothing.
to get.
Yeah, like Realm First. What is that? That's not a thing anymore.
Well, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's one of those
Yeah.
things like everyone, if they're ahead of you, they're always linking this stuff that you're gonna see later. It's just one of those things. If you care about that kind of stuff, so.
Just one of those things.
So now that we've actually got through the queue and things are good and we've been playing a little bit, what have you guys actually been doing in Warlords? I mean, I'll start with you, Will. What's your thing? What have you been doing?
What's your thing?
What's your thing?
Leveling up, getting heroic dungeons to gear. So, like, leveled up the first day, did all that, and then like the next 2 days were just heroic dungeons, just over and over again. And I really didn't pay much attention to my garrison until probably Saturday or Sunday. I really started to. I know, I should have, but I didn't even get to put my garrison flag down on the first day. So I didn't even have a garrison until 5, 6 o'clock that night. So yeah, I'm kind of behind a little bit there, but
Damn, bro.
Dungeons. Then I did the 2 daily CMs so far. So I did Skyreach and Iron
Is it
Docks.
Alkindune? Oh, you got Iron Docks. Okay.
Iron
Yeah,
Docks
I
was
did.
on Sunday. Yeah.
I had the other one, the Shadow and Burial Grounds. That one was rough too.
Yeah, I bet that's really rough.
That one. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I really don't want to do challenge modes until I'm a little bit geared out. I mean, my item level is still only like 608. I'm not even in heroics yet.
Don't even bother trying like.
Nah, I'm not going to.
Try to
No.
aim for like 620 or 625.
That's what I was gonna do. Yeah.
I was able to pull off a 616, but I had to compensate with like flasks and enchants and all the other consumables, and it was rough. It took like my first challenge mode 2.5 hours to complete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That was mine last night.
They're no jokes, man. Those things
It's
are.
not easy, man, especially when you're under geared. So
You definitely need a good group. Guild groups are definitely recommended.
Yeah.
You have to have voice chat. I mean, it's like the things that obviously we all do, but sometimes the newer people, or people that aren't quite into it as we are, they're like, oh man, like this game's really hard. Even doing normals, I'm trying to gear out and trying to get into heroics, and a lot of people are saying like this is tough, and I'm like, actually it's really not. I don't think it was as bad as Cataclysm, because the Cataclysm dungeons I think were a little bit harder than these. So
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
They weren't anywhere near as bad as
yeah,
this.
so
brutal.
yeah, it's really not. So people, but I mean, it's been a long time since people have had to go through this again, so they're just kind of unfamiliar with it. I think it's just
maybe
one of
they
those.
came back at the wrong time. They never did it when it came out. There's a lot.
That
of
could be, yeah.
people that started playing in Mists or the tail end of Cataclysm too.
Now there's gonna be Warlords babies. How weird is that?
God, literally. Oh man.
Just blew Matt's mind.
Oh man.
Really, one of the things I think has been constant so far, and I've heard it from pretty much every healer, is that they're crying about they don't have their spirit, they don't have their mana, and they're drinking all over the place, which is fine if you just
No, it's
have
not
a tank.
fine.
Well, it's a tank.
I feel
I mean,
loved.
for the purpose of getting through the dungeon, it's fine. But yes, they are not have the spirits.
Like I've had to make the call either sack the DPS or sack the tank, and I'm like, sorry, man, I can't spare any mana for you. I gotta save the tank, or otherwise we lose out on the boss. So tough. Hope you got some bandages or something.
So
I actually feel useful. My new mage cooldown amp magic. It's funny though because people are like, "What does amp magic do? Does it do what it used to do?"
No.
Which it hasn't been used since Wrath.
Yeah,
So-
like
yeah, it's been using a long time.
no, it's like 2 expansions.
I kind of forgot about that whole thing.
Yeah, like the last time I remember using it was oh god, his name was Dranosh. What the hell is that fight? His name was Dranosh.
Yeah, the one.
And I remember having to like amp magic everybody and like
before-
having to keep just chain amping until we actually pulled.
Isn't that
'cause it was
before-
only like a 5-minute timer?
Was that before we get into like the Citadel, like towards the top after the loot ship?
It's right after the it's right after the
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Because actually, he was in this expansion. He was
Sourfang, Death
Sourfang. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in one of the quest lines, I think, in Frostfire,
Ooh.
I believe.
And spoilers.
I missed that.
Some of us haven't
he's
done
in
the
there.
hard quest line, okay?
Oh yeah.
So-
Well, he doesn't play. He
Hey, but
doesn't
I
play
know
like a
about
big.
Irel.
He doesn't play a big role or anything. He's just kind of like one of those like, oh, I know you, kind of things. So,
Bro.
Katie, so what have you been doing other than stuff we've already discussed?
The last 2 item levels to get so I could go do heroics was just like pulling teeth, and
I know.
I ended up I ended up having to go get a rare out of Nagrand. Mr. Pinchy Senior
Yeah,
drops
right.
a nice trinket, and that area
I didn't get that.
you have to go out there with a healer because there's just an area debuff that just ticks you for like 3k every second, and you gotta get in and get out and get over with it. But it pushed me into heroics, and then we started running those last night.
Cool.
And treasure finding for resources, because I don't know about you guys, but I am starving for resources now.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yep.
I mean,
We'll get to that.
yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Matt, what about you?
Garrisons mostly.
Yeah.
Like I'm just snagging garrison achievements, developing my buildings, trying to get
That's
a
what
little
I'm
things
doing,
from
yeah.
level 3, like my lumber mill. I want that to hit level 3. I've been doing the inn stuff.
Yeah. What
achievements
level's
for
your
followers.
town hall?
My town hall's level 3
Okay.
on both of them.
Okay.
Just saying. They're both.
Oh wow.
Level
that's
2
nice.
on my other buildings. But yeah, I had to sacrifice not doing missions just so I could keep farming and building up resources for it. So I'm a little bit behind on missions and stuff like that now, which is what I'm trying to address. So now I've been trying to go after like achievements for certain followers. What did I have written down? Like Chromon, Leroy.
That was such a good one.
Yeah.
Right.
Both of those were so awesome. Did you
Yeah.
do Leroy yet?
I got my Leroy done.
Yeah.
Oh man, did you listen to the audio and such?
Yeah, so that's a tip, by the way. If you guys are
That's so
familiar with Leroy, turn up your sound and just listen to his
Yes.
like random
Yes.
musings or whatever when he's rushing through the place. Like it's hilarious. You
awesome.
can't. There's no text. You can't read it, so you have to actually listen
Yeah.
for it.
And there's a lot of those little types of things in the game,
Yeah,
and that's why this
exactly.
game is so good.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's like little nods. It's very 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 subtle, subtle.
But it's very,
There's
very
a
good.
Subtle. There's a lot of speaking, like just in questing and while you're wandering around. I was really impressed with how much actual like just talking there is in the game,
Right.
and especially the likes of like, I'm pretty sure the voice of Tyrael is Drekthar, and like I tweeted the other day, it's like 1,000 kittens licking my soul.
I feel like I don't have anything to add to this. I've been doing. I mean, we're all kind of in the same boat.
Leveling. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
should be
just,
saying you're PvPing. That's what you should be doing.
if anything, actually, I have been doing some PvP.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
Yeah.
Ashran is so fun.
Ashran is so
it?
fun.
I have not dipped my toe into
Oh,
that,
man, it's
except
good.
To,
I
like,
spent
get the quest and then come back out.
It's good. It's
Is
I
fun.
it?
spent 4 hours in there last night and didn't realize that it was 4 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, it is that good. It's just like very natural. It's very fluid. It feels like that's a place that you should be. You know, it's kind of like when Wintergrasp was at its best, but you could always access it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I
That
mean?
was more like 1 hour timer in between battles. It's like
Yeah.
short, quick. You can cycle through it fast.
Yeah.
A couple minutes here, a couple minutes
It's a
there,
lot of
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
How rewarding is it at this point? Like, what's the
It gives
besides
you-
honor?
You want the honor because it gives you 620. So if you're
Right.
behind,
Sure,
if you
sure.
just hit 100, that's what you do it for. You get items and stuff. Sometimes when you win a battle, you get a cache, and inside the cache, you get a chance of an epic item or a blue quality item that like one of my rogues, he got a 680 PvP weapon.
Nice.
Damn.
I got
What
3
the
pieces
hell,
of gear
right?
last night. I
Yeah.
got bracers, a belt, and a neck piece or something.
Yeah.
And it jumped like that's the other thing is that you can kind of choose your item level with the PvP gear
Right.
because that my PvP gear bumps me up to 624 and I think I'm like 616.
Yeah.
So
Right.
And if you're under it, you can actually queue to a heroic from Ashen. I don't know if it
Yes.
fixes it. So if you're like,
yes.
yeah, if you're under 610 or whatever it is, you can queue from Ashen into heroics and hopefully pray that the rest of your group is strong enough that they can carry you into whatever it is that you're doing.
There's also if you have the gold and you don't mind spending it, keep an eye on the black market auction house because there's definitely some really great items to be had on there as well. I mean, I know there's one guy on our server that had some Warforged, I think it was like 701 or 710 item level staff that he picked up off the black market auction house, and it's just like, what?
And not just the black market auction house. Watch your auction house.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that make mistakes. One of my wrestler shams, he got himself a 665 shield for 8K, 8 grand.
What?
Yeah.
Somebody
What?
forgot to put a 0 at the end of their listing.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that auction house. There's a lot of people there that probably forget that may or may not have added a 0 or whatever, and you might be able to get a steal. And if it's something that you can't use, maybe you can buy it and flip it later. You know what I mean? Like, this is the best time to get these things and to sell it because they will go down in value really quickly.
Yeah.
And you can always
Yeah.
buy it again later on in a week when it, maybe I think I found this guy's neck. It's going for 180 grand right now. But if he sold it, that's what it would go for. But he can come back and we can buy it for like 40 grand or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
totally doable.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah.
doable.
Because it's really not going to matter until like
Right.
December 2nd if
Right.
you wait
Right.
until the last minute.
I mean, you can
And,
use it now for heroics, but
And I don't know about the economy on your guys' server, but like Zul'jin,
atrocious.
I did my daily cooldown. I got an enchant recipe for a neck. It was the lower quality neck mastery enchant. And
It's
I
like
just started
30,
throwing
I
those
think.
on scrolls to level up.
Oh.
Yeah, and they were going on the auction house for like 500 gold a pop the first day, and the next day they were going for like 70 gold. But I sold a ton of them.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Well, it's just
and
like-
the shard for them were selling for like 6 gold a piece.
Well, it's
So
just like
huge
the
return on the investment.
the ore that you can get out of your mine. I mean, like it's like unlimited basically on the auction house right now. Like you can literally just keep hitting next page forever because everyone's trying to sell all that early, and it's kind of just like, that used to be a good. I mean, that's how I made a bunch of gold in Cataclysm and in Wrath. That's what I did. There's my Paladin, for example. I leveled him from 85 to 90 doing nothing but mining. That's all I did. Was mined, and that sucked. But I made so much money. So that was a really good way to level if you have the patience for it. And actually, all I did was watch movies on my other screen. So
While mining.
yeah, while
Yep.
mining. Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Watched a lot of virtual tickets.
So moving forward, so let's talk about other stuff in the game, stuff that we've encountered, like maybe some fun stuff, some fun quests, or really cool rares, or events, or cinematics, or without spoilers, I guess, that type of stuff. I'll start with Matt this time. Matt.
I touched upon this earlier with Chrome and Leroy, but there really is like a lot of quests and achievements that you can do for extra followers and stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys remember the Archmage of Argoth image of Archmage of Argoth from Netherstorm and Burning Crusade.
Yep.
He was kind of a transparent fellow, kind of
Yeah, he could
ethereal
dance
looking,
and laugh at
almost. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, so he's actually back in the game now, and you can actually get him as a follower. You just have to find 4 of his items, and they're kind of scattered around the map. You got one in Frostfire, Gorgron, Talador, and Nagran, and they're all mostly in difficult to reach places. They're all surrounded by level 100 type mobs. But if you can get those pieces and combine them together, you get a quest, you finish it, and boom, you have them as a level 100 follower. Great
You
to
can
tackle
also-
those, like infinite level 100 quests. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys have like 10 or like
Yes.
1,000 level 100 garrison missions?
Yeah, I have a lot now.
Followers, right? Like they're at 100, so it's like, they're just sitting there. What do I do with this stuff?
I have 4 followers at 100 now, and 3 of which
that
are epic.
reminds me
Yeah.
about the followers. They made a change, or they made it more visible that even if your red quality low level follower takes a level 100 mission, they still get 10% XP from the base XP.
Yeah.
So even if you're just trying to clear out your cache, go throw your lobies in there. It's better than nothing. You get new stuff, and
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
is at the cost of resources, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's the only
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they're 10 a pop usually. But
That adds up fast. I mean, how many missions can you do a day, you think? Probably like 50?
Well,
you
the
if you
cap is
if you're
21, I think.
I think it's more than that, isn't it?
The actual cap that's displayed, sorry, I think it's like 20 or 21. Like I've
Maybe.
seen anything that's higher than that.
Because I know someone like in the guild that I'm in, they got 100 in 2 days, within the first 2 days.
Yes.
So
There was some. They were also talking in Vent later. Some guy on the realm we're on, Sean, that already had like the 1,500 missions thing achievement already, and they were like, "How did that happen?"
yeah,
So I don't know if there's ways to.
I don't know. Maybe
It's an exploit, but maybe he figured out some way to do it best, or has like 6 alts already doing missions or something. I don't know.
yeah. I guess it would be account wide, so that would make sense.
It is account wide, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
so-
kind of how leveling certain buildings.
So maybe
Yeah,
that makes
the tier
sense.
3 stuff is all account wide.
But I feel like I've done more than 20 in a day. I mean, I'm always going back there, and every 20 minutes I go back or so, maybe half hour. That's what my Garrison Hearthstone cooldown's at 20 minutes. So I'll go back real quick, do that, boom, boom, and then I'm done. And then I go
Boom,
back,
boom.
and I do the old mat trick and set my actual Hearthstone to wherever I'm at, where I was questing, and then go back. So. Boom, boom. Because I'm a rogue and I don't get anything cool like that. Except for my awesome Death from Above spell, level 100. My god, that thing is awesome. Speaking
Have you
about
died
fun
from it
things.
yet?
Nope. No. Like, I know better than that. I played rogue for way too long to know when I use any type of ability where it's going to put me in the air, like, or Shadow Step or whatever. Nope.
Yeah.
I've made those mistakes. Like, we already talked about this.
What is it about you rogues and like just shadow stepping at the most obscene time and you just die? Like
Yeah, we're pretty stupid about that.
Every rogue, every time, like
Actually-
they shadow step when there's a phase transition, when there's ads that come out,
Yeah.
or there's a fire
Yeah.
on the ground. Just,
Yeah, we like to be fancy about stuff. I even,
Traxian.
yes, the Otraxian
Off the
thing.
ledge.
Yeah. I did that once. I had to take it off my bars that fight because I kept hitting it accidentally. I'm gonna try that though on the Shadow Moon Burial Grounds because I'm gonna just test it sometime. I'm gonna see if I can get dropped and if I can step to the boss if the boss is close enough to the edge. I wonder if that would work. I'm sure it would. So that's another little lifesaver. I don't know why I wouldn't. But anyways, my ability is a lot of fun. It just looks really cool. So it doesn't hit particularly hard, but it's just cool to look at, I guess. Actually, I probably lose DPS doing it now that I think about it, because of the time I'm up in the air.
That's cool. You look badass.
Yeah, who cares about DPS?
Who cares?
Yeah, I'm just a DPS. Who cares?
yeah.
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares?
Stupid. Well, what's some fun stuff you've encountered?
So, my little fun thing is I really feel like Blizzard nailed the whole environment of this expansion. It feels the moods, the music, the this and the that really feels like it's all tied together. So, like, my little story is I was in Shadow Moon Burial Ground Heroic with my guild, and it was like 1 a.m. in the morning. It's all dark around here, nothing going on, house quiet. And I'm like listening to music, and it's just like really creepy. And you're wandering through this very dark and frightening place. And like you get to the third boss, and he springs up, and he's this really ugly worm. And it's just like, wow, this is kind of freaking me out because it's late and I'm very tired and cool. But like overall, I keep hearing that feedback from everyone else, like, oh wow, the zones are pretty. Oh wow, this was well put together. Grim Rail Depot is a fun freaking. You're on a train. I mean, come on, just all that kind of stuff feels
I
like
like
they
that
pulled the
instance.
environment. Do you
I
like
really
Grim Rail?
that. It reminds me of I played a lot of GoldenEye back then, and there was that train mission. I just kind of really like that mission.
Yeah, and like, I guess spoilers, but the train pulls apart, and you're like, going a million miles an hour through the hills and stuff, and it's just like, wow, that's all stuff that Blizzard put together for this dungeon to make the environment look cool and feel cool, that you're in the moment kind of thing. So I don't know, just overall like realistic feel to it all.
I was going to say realistic, then I realized we're playing a game with orcs and aliens. I'm like, I don't know if realistic is the word we want to use.
Fantasy. Fantasy.
I definitely get what you mean though. There's an awesome level of detail with a lot of stuff in the game, which is really, really cool. Even I was about ready to leave my town hall earlier today, and I just happened to stop because of something. Something distracted me, and I looked back at my screen, and there was the Horde flag hanging right in the inside part of the door. But what happened was the Horde flag was actually ripped in half, and it was sewn back together. But it was with two different pieces of material, and you could just tell that it was like crudely like they're like, no, like we're gonna put this back together, like we don't care, you know what I mean? Where this is a big deal for us, you know, as a faction to like represent ourselves, and it's just the little things like that it's really neat just to stop and check out the artwork and the little aesthetics of the game is certainly
The detail, right?
you can see why it took them so long to make this game. I mean, it definitely shows through.
Yeah.
So it's funny now that we would complain so much before. If you go back and watch previous episodes, like, oh my god, they're so bored. Oh my god, how long is this expansion going to take? And now it's like we can't stop saying good things about it. So I mean,
Nailed it.
where do you draw the line? You know. So
Yeah. Well, and I would also say, like, take the time. In 2 months, we're going to be going, oh god, I got Grimrail Depot again through this dungeon. We will be, I'm sure.
yeah,
So enjoy it now and take it all in and
Yeah.
go, cool.
we're in
Come
that.
on,
Enjoy it.
I'm
We're in.
saying that already.
We're still in the honeymoon phase.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what it is. Katie, what have you been doing this fun? Anything cool?
If you guys haven't picked up Handy Notes with the Draenor Treasures plugin, I highly recommend it because I've been going on an adventure, Charlie, looking for either gear upgrades or resources or toys and cute things and other stuff.
Pets.
Pets. And
Love
Pepe.
pets.
Oh my god, I love Pepe so much.
I want the ghost wolf. That's what I want. That pet.
Mhm.
So sick. That's what I mean. And this is, I mean, everyone's been doing so many different things. Like, for me, like, I've just been doing a lot of questing because I think it flows really well. The variety between 90 and 100. Very rarely did it feel very grindy. It felt very appropriate. It felt like I was enjoying it. It was. It's hard to explain unless you've played all the other expansions and really leveled through them. And this was definitely something I will enjoy doing again and again. Leveling different characters, so that's really cool. But it definitely kept you busy between that and your garrison and
So much to do.
dungeons. I mean, there's so much. But the cool thing is you can do it at what you feel the appropriate amount is. So they made it kind of good for casuals. They made it great for seasoned vets, and there's a little bit for
me.
somewhere in between. Yeah, even someone past seasoned vet, Asian. It's like Matt. And then like the rest of us,
The rest of the world.
and then
yeah.
it's like normal people, and then it's like military families and below, since they're always gone on deployment. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
so how long did it take you, Matt, to get to 100? We need to find that mark.
oh
out.
10
yeah,
hours,
What did it do?
10 hours.
10 hours, 5 minutes.
10 hours.
PvP server.
Alright.
I was server first alliance.
Wow.
But
Nice.
not server first overall.
No, because
Oh, here we go.
I don't want to
This is
say
a
it.
soft spot.
I don't want to say it, but I believe there was some unfair shenanigans going on. I don't know if you guys were aware of this. During the European server launch, there were some individuals who did the turtle turn-in trick
Yep.
to get to 100 on the Thomas Isle. Now, when I was level 94 in Gorgon, I ran across a certain Horde priest who was level 95. And I'd been playing since server launch. I did everything as flawlessly as I could. There is no mathematical way, even with the quest turn-in thing, what they did with the 25 dailies or any of that stuff, that anyone could have hit 25 at the point. It is not mathematically possible, especially when you're on a server that's Horde dominated, which means more competition for quest mobs and that sort of thing. So, I'm not saying he cheated, but I'm a little skeptical about certain things.
Wow.
That's all.
You sound real angry.
Nope, not angry.
You sound angry.
Nope, this is not my angry face. If you want to see my angry face, you can watch me stream when I raid.
So did you like talk to this person at all? Is that a
Nope,
curiosity?
I don't talk to Hordes.
You talked to us.
You talked to us.
I don't talk to you guys.
See, I got my wristband on and everything. I wear it all day. People give me funny
I'll make an
looks.
exception for you.
Thanks.
You guys are an exception. I don't talk to Hordes on my server. I generally kill them.
That's some anger. So shifting in a different direction, since Matt, we want to calm you down a little bit.
Absolutely not bitter.
Let's
Absolutely not
talk
bitter.
about something that you've been working a lot on actually, and something I'm sure that you're
No,
the best
just
at.
salty.
Is so garrisons. I'm sure a lot of people are curious as to what you picked since you're super Warcraft player here. So what route did you take on your main? And let's start with your main first. I know you got a couple here.
Okay, so obviously you open up the barracks. I kept that. I felt I made that as a mistake. I didn't learn that until later on. I'll explain why in a bit. But overall, my garrison now consists of it's a level 3, and I have a level 2 racks, followed by level 2 bunker for the extra seals and all that stuff when it gets to level 3. My mediums are a lumber mill for the extra garrison resources, and I also picked up the inn because I like the inn dailies, and I like being able to kind of cycle and cherry pick followers with certain traits. I want that. And my 3 small buildings are my profession buildings with the enchanter's thing and the tailoring thing. Yeah. Yeah. Don't give me those fancy names. It's called the thing.
Yeah, everything's called the
alliteration
thing.
is so fun.
And the 3rd building is the salvage yard because the salvage yard is so good. Gives my followers gear, gives me gear. It's like it's a nice boost, honestly. So I would highly recommend that if you're looking for a 3rd building to put together. What I should have done, and here's my mistake, I should have made a bunker actually early on when I was level 98 or 99 and just tore apart my barracks. Reason being is because the bunker doubles your chance of getting upgraded items from quest rewards or whatever. So when I was questing through the Grand, there were times where sometimes you get a good roll on your quest reward, and it turns from an uncommon item to an epic quality item, which would have gone a long way towards helping me get geared for heroic. So if you're still in the leveling process, you can consider just tearing down your barracks and put together a bunker. Honestly, a level 1 barracks is really, really cheap and easy to put together, and you'll make it back within 2 or 3 treasures, honestly. Mm-hmm. So that's my piece of advice there.
Cool.
Pro tips from Matt.
And for you Hordes, he's actually talking about the War Mill.
Yes.
War Mill, whatever.
Throw it in there.
Now you gotta try it. Now you gotta say it all again, but now we gotta say war mill
Hey,
all the
I
time.
enjoy the fact that we have a tavern instead of an inn.
Yep. Ours.
Yeah. So
Also, we have a spirit lodge as well.
Instead of Mage Tower, right?
Yep. I think there's a mage tower there.
I didn't build
Yeah.
them.
We don't know. We don't play
I'd
on
be
that
curious to see
side.
if anybody does build one. As a
haven't seen
mage,
it.
I can't justify it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Worlds.
How about you, Katie? What route did you take?
Instead of grabbing up like my 2 prime professions, which were enchanting and dual crafting, I grabbed enchanting and alchemy. I'm kind of regretting that I am going to switch it over to the salvage yard, but at least I've got a nice boost on my catalyst for right now until I get my druid alchemist up and running, which should be probably by tonight. And I just did the stock standard PvE raider. How am I going to get my follower upgrades, my gear upgrades, my profession upgrades, and get all that rolling? So nothing too terribly different from y'all.
Oh, you will.
Yep. I got the alchemy lab to match my hunter's alchemy, and then I did the enchanter study for the leveling process so I could DE all of my stuff that I'm not going to use, because I mean, who needs a 512 mace or something that I find off of stuff. So
Right.
I DE the crap out of stuff. I will probably switch that soon to the salvage yard, like you guys said. It always seems OP at the moment. And then for my 3rd small building, I've got the storehouse because I got really annoyed by not having bank access. It's just like, give me the bank.
go
I
to
don't want to go to
Ashran.
Ashran. I know. I don't want to go to Ashran.
Why not? It's such a lovely place.
Yeah. No.
He's like, nah, man, I don't give a
No.
shit about that.
Yeah. For
Oh, you went
mediums.
there.
Yeah, I know. For mediums, I got the tavern and the lumber mill. I just actually recently got the lumber mill, and then I just have the barracks for the large. I'm not sure what I'm going to fill the other large one with.
Bunker.
I guess that would be the logical choice for PvE, but I did get all the herb mining and fishing to level 2. But I haven't done the pet menagerie because
Oh, God,
my
those
pets are
pets.
terrible.
Yeah.
Those pets are insane.
I tried one for
Yeah.
like 3 or 4, and I'm like, wow, I do not have the right pets for this. I'm going to have to figure that out sometime. And I just put it aside and said, forget it.
See, I feel like compared to you guys, I feel like I'm so behind in my garrison. I feel like I've spent a lot of time in my garrison. So maybe I'm just like wasting too much resources on missions because I've been doing a lot of missions.
Well, you're developing your followers in that sense.
Yeah,
So
like I have a lot of high level followers. Like I said, I have like at least 4 level 100s that I leveled. I got
Yeah.
199, but the rest of them were like from 96 up, and then
Right.
the other ones, I think the lowest one I have other than that is 96, and I have like over 25 followers, so I mean I have quite a few, you know. But I mean I have, you know, I went the enchanting and tailoring route. I did the same thing as well as I've been DEing stuff for crystals and for dust and for the work orders and all that type of thing. So that's really nice. And I actually have a trading post as well.
Ooh, that's another option. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another good way to get extra
Resources.
gear.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing it for, because I was like, man, well, if I'm using all my resources with the missions, maybe I should do a trading post for now to kind of catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. But honestly, mine's still only a level 1 because the town hall and everything, just because I've been doing so many missions.
Your garrison's level 1?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because I keep going under 2,000 resources to upgrade it.
I mean, your garrison's level 2?
Well, no, because the town hall is only would it be upgraded to level 2 because it's 5,000 gold and 2,000 resources.
That's level 3.
Okay, well then I'm level
yeah,
2.
you're level 2.
Yeah.
You're
So,
level 2, yeah.
so I don't know why it says 2 on it then, because like when I look at it,
I
it'll
mean,
say
that's the current level.
that's the current level.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's the current
Okay.
level.
Okay. See, I didn't know the first one. I thought the first one was kind of like given to you, so it doesn't really count. You know.
Oh, it's level 1.
Oh, see. Well, then I'm almost there. I'm not so far behind as I
there,
thought.
yeah.
Yeah. But if I would have not done as many missions as I have, then I would be further along, you know. But I just thought that would be a good thing to develop early. So I don't know.
You just gotta do what Katie suggested earlier with the add-on there, and just farm some. Look around. Spend a good solid afternoon or an evening, and just get those treasures out of the way, and that'll help.
Well,
help your regions.
that kind of moves us into the next topic here, and that's things to do at max level when you're not raiding or that actually isn't raiding. And that's one of the things I plan on doing, which is going through, finishing up some quest lines that I haven't got a chance to complete yet, and then going back in and doing the treasure stuff. But I'm really excited to finish up the quest lines. I'm just trying to get the level 100 stuff out of the way. That way I can focus on other stuff, but then do the quests on my spare time. But
Yeah. There's a few quests that also award garrison resources, so if you didn't get to do,
Yeah.
if you didn't get to do them, do them.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, even just at the end of Frostfire, there was one that was like, here's 100 garrison resources. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did that.
Yeah, and that stuff is awesome. So, and you can find them all around the map too. I mean, little treasures and stuff everywhere. So, I mean, they're just everywhere. Quests, treasures.
Yeah,
They're
and not all of
everywhere.
it's like out of the way either. Like last night, what kicked me over the 2,000 at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning was this Draenei treasure cache that was maybe like 2 steps away from one of the flight masters in Talador. But if it wouldn't have been for the note thing, I walked by
And
it
you would have missed it.
15 times, while I was in Talador,
Right.
because I did every quest available there, because that's probably my favorite zone is Talador. But yeah, the glowies aren't always enough. Well, they glow
Yeah, and if-
purple.
And if you don't want to, if you're an anti-add-on, here's a helpful tip. You can actually finish the quests in a zone and then go and buy a treasure map that will give you all
Yeah.
of those locations on your
Yeah.
map. So, if you don't like add-ons for whatever reason.
Or
I
if you
don't
want to
know
do
why,
it on
but-
your own and not rely on
Yeah.
third-party things and
Right.
actually explore the game, that's cool too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It costs, what, 300-400 gold for the map?
It's pretty
though?
cheap. Yeah,
I think it's
Yeah.
yeah.
it's not that
I think
expensive.
maybe 100 gold actually.
Yeah,
Last I
it's
checked.
cheap.
That low?
Yeah, it's pretty low.
It is pretty low. So, what are you guys gonna do? No, we're all 100. What do we focus on now? Like, say, like we are giving advice to somebody who, doesn't know what to do.
Do your Apexis dailies at your garrison. The ones
Yes.
that give like 800 or 1,000. Try to do the 1,000 ones if you can. If there's a couple of group quests, ask around in guild. Chances are someone in guild will want to go with you to get those out of the way. And like Ring of Blood or whatever. Like
I
Ring
have
of
a
Blood's
funny
great.
story about that.
Or you could do some Ashran, get the PvP, get the honor going for that extra 620 eye level PvP gear to help you get in heroics. Basically, there's a lot of different ways you can progress your character now, and it's there's a ton of variety. So you don't have to do just straight up heroics, right? You can PvP for a bit, or finish out Nagrand, like we mentioned earlier. Finish out those quests to get some more stuff, and yeah, that's one of the few ways you can kind of prepare your character for the next for December 2nd.
Right. Well, now I want to know your funny story.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Go.
let's hear this.
Okay, so
Stay
speaking
a
of the
while,
daily
listen.
from I was temporarily nicknamed Pit Lord Kitchen because there is a Apex's Crystal Daily called the Pit, and you go out to the pit that's by the Blackrock Foundry in Gorgon, and you kill elites in this big old mining pit for, to get quest progression. But I actually was leading a 40-man custom raid group out of the group finder of just making rings around the pit, killing the rares, killing the elites. There's good gear off of those rares. There's tons and tons of Apex's crystals that you get off of the elites that you're killing. You get primal spirits, which you can turn in for profession stuff. There was heaps and heaps of things, and I actually got the 5,000 Apex's crystals in about 3.5 hours for my legendary ring quest, plus the daily reward. So it was pretty ridiculous.
You did this alone?
Damn.
No, I did this with a 40-man raid group. I just kept it in queue, and as people were dropping, inviting more people, and just running around in a circle, killing things in this giant death bomb. And because I was making sure that people weren't staying dead and getting credit or AFKing or going offline, and I became the pit lord.
You're like you're like some kind of like what is it, subreddit moderator. What are you
Jane is a
doing?
dread lord, and I am a pit lord. Yay!
Be like, if you need to bio, you need to message me, and if you're gone longer than 2 minutes, you're out.
It's
Damn.
just,
I got time for you.
keeping people honest, because there were people like, oh, we should be able to roll on things, and it's like, well, I can see that this douchebag has been sitting in this corner for 5 minutes waiting for the group to come around again. Why would I let him roll on something that he didn't at least contribute to?
Right.
So, but it was fun.
Damn.
It was worth the
Damn.
5,000 Apex's crystals, because the only thing I have left is to run Grim Rail, and then I'm caught up all the way, and I think that gives me my 680 ring.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, they hotfixed
So-
that.
Mm.
Yep.
You have to do Auchendoon after that,
Is it?
I think.
Yep. You do. But it won't be that bad.
It's yeah.
I
Yeah,
gotta
like,
do all my
the
heroics
nasty
tonight.
part is the 5,000 or
Hint, hint.
4,986 Apex's crystals, because 4,985 is insufficient and 4,987 is absurd. I'm
Yes,
engaged.
I
I've done
love
the
that.
math.
I love that quest text.
What the hell, Khadgar? What the
So that's
I'm
cool.
engaged.
So that's one of the things you can do, is just run around with people and kill stuff and then scream at them if you want.
Yep.
So that's
Well,
good.
there's more of that. There's a rep for what are the
Erico.
bird people called? Yeah, Erico, to become the Talon King. You can get the title
Oh
of the Talon
my
King.
god. I want to get that title, but I'm like, oh, I just...
Well, it's not. If you finished all of Spires,
Yep.
you'll be at Revered, and you just have to get 21,000 rep.
I finished all the
And
questions.
the mobs are like, that's what people were saying. I haven't done it yet, and I haven't
Yeah.
finished
If you leave some
Spires
of the
either.
stuff,
So
Yeah, I don't like spires at all.
I'll have to check it out.
nor
man.
did I. I agree with
I
you.
like it, but it's a little... It's harder to navigate than some of the other zones because it's very hilly.
Yeah, I don't.
Forced it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
It'll be nice when we get flying.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing to talk about.
See it anytime soon. I mean, you know.
I like it without flying.
I did a poll on that this morning, actually, just to kind of wonder, and a lot of people kind of like it. Like, a lot of people change their minds on it and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
I like it without flying, but I know when I get to my alts, my patience will be
that's
running a
sucks.
little more thin than it would have with my main.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, especially all that treasure finding, like some of the stuff you have to do, like puzzles of go to here and then jump over here and get the treasure. When you do it, when you get the flying, it's just going to be like zoop.
a land
Loot,
here.
done.
It's literally like
You know,
it's like a content of the Timeless Isle. It's like what it is.
Yep.
It's amazing. So many
I
little.
hate jumping
little
puzzles.
things.
I'm
I
gonna be
love
that
those.
douchebag that's gonna wait to just land on them.
You just gotta use your walk. You know, just walk off the edge like you had to in Timeless Isle on
I
the
jump
ropes and stuff.
backwards.
You
I'm
jump
sure-
backwards.
Jump
course
Yeah,
you do.
backwards.
Of course
during my
you do.
stream when I'm trying to do jumping puzzles, it will rival Matt's rating rage.
I don't think that's possible. Nothing
I
here.
don't
I have
know.
my rage.
I can't even. We've gotten so far off topic. I can't remember if Katie even said her thing for the rating, like if you're not rating and what you should do at max level to get prepared for stuff. Or did you even go over your
Stuff.
anything? I remember you told the story, and that's about it.
Well, that's your story.
Yeah, the story.
That,
That's the
that was
story.
the story about doing non-rating stuff. Like you can not raid and get your ring.
Podcast
and,
though.
And get shinies.
Podcast.
So
Well, what's your thing? I know you've been super busy. I always see you online.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing all of the dungeons and everything, but I think my only tip was the whole treasure map thing, which we already went over. So I've just been I'm doing the garrisons and doing the fishing dailies and all that other jazz. So, yeah, the fishing, I don't know, have you got any of you, fishing is always like the last thing people do, but have any of you explored that yet?
No.
No. It's really, really different. I mean, the actual act of fishing is not different, but there's now baits and there's now like 3 sizes of fish, and it's really different to finish the questing zones and stuff.
bait and go away.
I'm serious. It's like I was sitting there going, a bait? What am I? What? Huh?
What?
And I guess someone in my guild is actually worried about the fishing because no one's doing it, and fish are so expensive right now. And I think they're the primary ingredient for potions.
Potions and flasks, I think. Yeah, you're gonna need them for the alchemy
Get
stuff.
on that.
I've got a couple of casual guys in the guild who love fishing, so I'm putting them to good use right now. I'm paying them good money.
There you
Thank
go.
God.
Well, I mean, you just
I've
got
I've
2
been
weeks.
avoiding it.
You still got 2
I have
weeks.
to be in a
So.
fishing mood. Hey, Will, you can pay Sean to do your fishing for you since
No.
it's his favorite thing.
I do like to fish from time to time. Yeah. But I'm gonna hoard all those things. So what do I do? Like, oh, you want these fish? These fish right
You're
here?
gonna be the fish lord.
I'm gonna be like, well, I need to be there if you're gonna use my fish, so that's just the way it works. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see a raid spot for
Yeah,
fish.
yeah, that's the way it works.
Nice.
We were actually contemplating, like, jokingly, if you want to raid with us, you have to submit, like, a stack of fish per raid. Just contemplating, like, no, it's not gonna fly.
Yeah, WoW is still for casuals. Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. Yeah. So
We usually penalize people with it used to be stacks of golden lotus. So oh, you wife, stack of golden lotus.
gross.
You said feels, stack of golden lotus.
Oh no. And Matt's sad now.
I thought we were going to make it through a whole episode.
I thought we were too. There's a couple of times I was thinking about saying it and I didn't. So
I'm gonna put that on the whiteboard.
yep, there you go.
Number of podcasts we've gone without using that word.
We should have like a counter somewhere in the back. I have too much crap on my wall, but someone could fit it back there somewhere. So let's do shouts real quick because this has actually been a pretty long show, longer than usual since Matt doesn't have to raid. Who wants to go first? I'll let you guys decide instead of just calling out someone.
I actually had a shout out this time too.
You do? You get to go first
do.
then.
I have a shout out to Blizzard for putting up with the rest of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, good grief. Between like the denial of service attacks and the irritated and all players and all that stuff, which is to be a given due to the state of the servers, and it's not completely Blizzard's fault because denial of service attacks and all that stuff. So they did a great job weathering it, and obviously the leadership executives made a great call in awarding that extra on the house game time. So props to those guys.
Yay, Blizzard. How about you guys? Anything you want to say?
Mine
Matt
is
stole mine.
yeah. Mine is my leveling buddy Zeb. We were supposed to all start, 5-man group and go through things, but like some people dropped off, some people went ahead. But the one guy is Zeb, a shaman. We were just having the biggest fun ass time at like 2 a.m. trying to finish off our quests, and it was just like, this is one of those cool social moments of Blizzard and the games that they have and MMO, and it was just like, yes, this is fun. I'm loving this. So thanks, Zeb, for sticking with me in the zones.
Cool. I don't think I have any shoutouts this week. I don't think so. But I do have something before I go. And that's we are going to be putting together the details for the contest for the giveaway stuff. So I haven't really talked about what it is I'm going to be giving away.
What are we giving away? What are you giving away?
So I have a couple things to give away. And the first thing, I'm not going to tell you the second thing quite yet, but the first thing I'm going to start giving away is when I was at BlizzCon, I went to the store. It's the very first thing I did. So I ran over to the store because that's what I do. It's kind of my tradition. And I bought a whole bunch of extra of the Goblin BlizzCon exclusive pins that sold out really, really fast. So that's what I'm going to be giving away contest-wise. That's the first wave of stuff. There's going to be more stuff to come behind that as well. So Matt's going to write up something here. We'll put it online. We'll put it over at BlizzPro.com. You can go check it out over there to find the specific article. If you're watching this YouTube VOD and spend a week or a couple days or whatever, just go and click on shows and click on the edge, and then you'll see all of our posts right there. That way you can find it a little bit easier. But we'll post some details on how to enter for that. And then what I'll do is you have to be willing, just a little disclaimer, you do have to be willing to give me your address because I do have to physically ship this thing to you. Okay, so it's not like I can't just fax it over the internet. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So I do have to physically mail it to you, and maybe I'll even send you a nice little, like, note in there or something. Who knows?
Can me, Will, and Katie roll on this loot?
No.
Oh.
Sorry. You don't.
Now I'm really sad.
You don't get one. Two of you guys are at BlizzCon. You should have bought some yourself. So that's what we're going to be giving away. So that's really exciting. But I will post a picture of it if you guys haven't seen them yet. I'll post them to my personal Twitter and the show's Twitter. That way you guys can see what it is. And I'm sure we'll be doing some kind of Twitter contest. I'm most likely certain that will be the case. But check out BlizzPro.com. Go to our subsection of which is the Edge, obviously, and check out more contest details as they emerge. So that's really exciting. So we get some cool stuff for hanging out with us and being supporting the show, and that's something I really want to do for you guys for sticking with us. So props to you guys for that. So next week, I'm not really. I mean, there's more stuff I want to cover specifically as Warlords is released. So we're gonna get into a little bit more specifics probably over the next couple of weeks. Maybe getting ready to raid, gearing wise, or maybe even something like professions or more details into garrisons. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really figured it all out yet, but we'll keep you posted. But as always, until next week, we're out for now. Peace, guys.